Hello, my name is Jess Howery, and this is my video for a cell analogy. I chose to use the game of Monopoly because it had a lot of good options. I'll go ahead and start with the cell membrane, which is the selective barrier that surrounds the cell. That would be the box. The second thing I want to talk about is lysosomes, because that would be the instructions. Lysosomes contain enzymes that break down waste and materials, and the instructions really break down the game. How to play, some tips, lysosomes. The third thing I would like to talk about is Golgi apparatus. This modifies, sorts, and packages proteins and lipids for secretion or delivery to other organelles. Everything is nice and sorted here on this board, much like the Golgi apparatus. The fourth organelle I chose is the nucleus, which I'm going to connect with the dice. Your dice control your movements on the board, much like the nucleus is the control center of the cell. My fifth organelle is ribosomes, and these, to me, in my analogy, would be your token. I don't have the classic Monopoly, I have electronic banking, so we've got some different tokens, an airplane or a jet, some headphones, and these are like ribosomes because the big word in the description is that they are essential. They're small complexes of RNA and protein that are not enclosed by a membrane. Put those over on dough. My next organelle is mitochondria, which Medical News Today says is the powerhouse of the cell. They convert chemical energy into ATP, which is the cell's main energy currency. So for that, obviously currency here in electronic Monopoly is a debit card. My next organelle is the endoplasmic reticulum, or the ER, which is a network of membranes that plays a role in the synthesis of proteins and lipids. For this, I'm going to make that the train stops, which are the classic names, the same as the classic board here on electronic Monopoly. ER is a network of membranes that plays a role in the synthesis of proteins and lipids. Medlineplus.gov told me the ER is it transports molecules to their specific destinations, which really reminded me of all 4 of the train stations here. All right, next we have ribosomes, or ribosomes. I'm going to say ribosomes. These are responsible for synthesizing proteins by translating genetic information. There are 2 subunits, a smaller and a large. So we're going to call those, in this analogy, the chance and the community chess cards, since there's subunits. Basically the same as the classic game. Okay, my next organelle is vacuoles. Vacuoles, which are membrane-bound sacs that store water, food, and waste product. So I'm going to call that, in my analogy, the bag of houses and hotels. It's in a sac, much like the vacuoles, since it's membrane bound. And for my last organelle, I chose peroxisomes, which are membrane-bound organelles that contain enzymes for metabolic reactions. Well, that would have been the house and the hotel separated. My apologies.